Oh, it's great to be back at E3. Thank you so much. I could not be more excited to be here. Okay, really, we both know why you're here, and it's the one you keep asking about. For your time tonight, the time you've spent in our worlds. We'll see you out there.
So Bethesda had their E3 press conference, and of course, I had to tune in to hear more about Fallout 76. And I thought you guys might like to hear some of my thoughts and opinions I have about the game, since I know you guys love my Fallout content, and I know many of you are wondering if I'll be playing Fallout 76. And the answer is, of course, yes! Are you kidding me? How could I not be excited for this game? Now, I've already heard that this is going to be an online multiplayer game. Yeah, that's right, an online Fallout game, which I am super excited for, but I'm sure not everyone is going to share that same excitement with me.
You are one of the very special few selected to be an occupant and spend 25 years underground waiting for Reclamation Day, the day the vault opens.
So in Fallout 76, you take on the role of one of the very first settlers to emerge from one of the very first test vaults ever to exist, Vault 76. Even though this game is entirely online, from what I understand, there actually is going to be some form of main quest line or main story for you to follow. So if you were hoping for a single-player Fallout, or even if you are somebody who would prefer to play single-player or play by themselves and not online, you'll still get the opportunity to kind of experience that side of the game as well.
We always start with the world, and this time it features all new rendering, lighting, and landscape technology. It allows us to have 16 times the detail and even view distant weather systems across the map. And the quest the Overseer sends you on will take you through 6 distinct regions, each with their own style, risks, and rewards.
So here our man Todd describes the map as being 4 times bigger than the map in Fallout 4, which is insane because the map in Fallout 4 is already pretty big by most standards. To imagine that being 4 times as big, this is pretty much as close to a Fallout MMO as we're ever gonna get, and I have been wishing for something like that for years and years and years. So personally, I'm super excited.
There's plenty of cool new Fallout creatures, and we even use the folklore of West Virginia to bring our Fallout versions to life. But there is one big difference with this game. Open world, survival, every person and character is real. Of course, you can play this solo, all right? You'll be who you want, exploring a huge world, doing quests, experiencing a story, and leveling up. We love those things about our games too. It would not have it any other way.
Now, that's not to say there won't be some drawbacks by having a multiplayer component to the game. I'm sure there definitely will be some downsides. Online survival games kind of get a bad rap for attracting some of the worst kinds of people, some of the real bottom dwellers of humanity. So unless there's some kind of private server setting where you can play completely solo and not be forced to play with anybody at all, then people that enjoy a more relaxed single-player RPG experience probably aren't going to find this too enjoyable compared to some other people that have experience playing online survival games where they're used to that kind of environment. Think basically Fallout Rust.
Fuck.
I could be wrong, maybe not, but that's pretty much what it sounds like.
When you emerge from the comfort and safety of your vault, the world you know will have changed. Take your friendly old neighbor Johnny. Rather than coming over to borrow a cup of sugar, he may now be coming over for murder.
And people wonder, is this hardcore survival? I like to think of it maybe it's more softcore survival.
Which means they're probably not going to focus on the survival aspect being the main core of the gameplay, which is good news for me because I'm honestly really tired of games where you have to spend 90% of your time micromanaging your hunger and thirst meters and whether or not you're too hot or too cold or you have too little sleep. I'm kind of burned out on all that kind of stuff. I never really enjoyed that aspect of survival games that much to begin with, so it's good to hear that they're not really focusing on that specifically. Maybe they'll have some kind of servers that are hardcore mode or something that are more focused on that kind of gameplay for people that want it, but for people that aren't really interested in micromanaging all their little stats, they're gonna have other things for you to worry about. He also mentions that there's not gonna be permadeath in the game, so you'll be able to take your character that you've leveled up and worked on and just take it anywhere you want, to whatever server you want, play with whoever you want, which will give you a lot more freedom than games where you lose all your character progress or all your equipment, all your gear every time you die.
So we thought, why don't we put multiple nuclear missile sites on the map? And then let all of you do whatever you want with them.
That's the other thing I'm not sure about yet as well, is whether or not players will actually be able to attack or invade your base, or break your base, or steal your stuff. It seems like the meat of the game is really going to revolve around this idea of finding nuclear launch codes and dropping nukes in different areas on the map, reshaping and changing the environment, and then having to go into those areas after those nukes have been dropped, after the fallout has settled, and looking for different materials, different resources, maybe fighting new enemies and getting new weapon drops and things like that.
But don't become too attached too quickly. Monitor your environment for anything out of the ordinary. Will your bomb land on a rival camp of degenerates? A random stranger? The local wildlife? Whatever your target may be, take advantage of the resulting fallout to gather rare and valuable resources. But how does a fella like you acquire nuclear weapons, you may ask? Begin by inquiring with the locals. Gently coax them into cooperation. Use a little elbow grease if you have to.
So from the sounds of things, these nukes could be used for either good reasons or bad reasons. Let's say somebody nice gets their hands on the launch codes, they might nuke an area that's completely uninhabited so that everybody can go into the zone together and try and fight against the mutants and enemies there and try and get rare gear and stuff like that. Or if they're an asshole like me, they might just drop a nuke on a random settlement for shits and giggles.
Whether you choose to explore the wasteland alone or with friends, your days will be filled with fun activities.
You can run like a rabbit, fly like a bee. No matter what you do, you'll never get away from me because right behind you, baby. Right behind you, baby. Right behind you, baby, and you'll never get away from me. You can make up your face, tie your hair. No matter what you do, turn around and rock it down and go. Right behind you, baby. Right behind you, baby. Yeah, right behind you, baby, and you never gonna be.
Alright, my panties are sufficiently moistened, so with that said, when is this game coming out?
We're excited to say that it's coming out this year, November 14th.
Oh, Todd, you beautiful bastard. I could kiss you. Apparently, there's also going to be a beta for the game.
And it is sponsored by our friends at Vault-Tec as well, the Break It Early test application. Because evidently, these online games are hard, they can have some nasty issues. I read on the internet that our games have had a few bugs.
There's no clear start date for the beta yet, but it seems like if you pre-order the game, you get automatic access into the beta. So if you want guaranteed access into the beta, you're gonna have to fork over the dough. But anyway, with all that said, guys, I'm super excited for this game. I cannot wait. I'm amazed that it's actually coming out this year, but that also has me a little bit worried. If they're planning on releasing the game in November, then it could be a pretty rough launch. And this is Bethesda we're talking about. Combine that with the fact that this is an online game, and you have a recipe for, well, either something really incredible or something that's a complete mess. But maybe the good kind of mess. Being able to play a Fallout game with a friend or a group of friends has been a long-time dream of mine, so hopefully Bethesda can actually pull it off. Will it be a success or a flop? I don't know. I hope it'll be a success. Only time will tell. But you can bet your ass I'm gonna be playing it and bringing you guys plenty of content on it, so look forward to that. And with that said, guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.